Yo, what's up, everybody? Jason Trio here with Bittrio.com. Today is Wednesday, November 10th, 2021. We got Axie Infinity Arena season. Axie Infinity Arena Season 19 is live. It's up and ready to go. We just get this up and ready to go. There it is. All right, let's take a look here and see all the goodness that's coming in on this update. So, the season rewards are intense. 3,000 access tokens and rewards, currently valued at $400,000, bruh. I'm gonna have to get my skills up for this. Oh, damn, bro. What you sleeping on, dog? Pretty tight. But what we want to talk about in this video is the card balancing. We know that you all have been eagerly awaiting a balancing patch. Yes! Yes, we have. We've made changes that will boost certain cards and balance the power of some cards that were overly prevalent in the meta. Aqua attacks, maybe? Were they too strong? Poison? Maybe? Yeah, I think so. Termies? Perhaps? Yeah, a little bit of that. Okay. So we got some card balancing coming out here. When we made these changes, we look at data produced from the last season leaderboard tournaments as well as the most recent off season. You can find a graphic with the balancing changes below. Oh, here we go now. Can we zoom in on this? How do we get up in here? That's it. This is zoomy as it gets. That's as zoomy as it gets, Doug. All right, so we'll start at the top here. Anemone. That's a purple change. I guess it's not a buff or a debuff. It looks like it is, though. It goes from 80 attack, 40 shield to 80 attack, 35 shield. That's a nerf. But good, right? I mean, it's strong as hell, and it's just a slight nerf. I don't know why it's purple. Purple means forget about it. All right, first nerf is double talk. Goes from 80 attack to 60 and a slight text change. Ignore shield, apply sleep to target. This is just a text change. The effect does not change. Yeah, so I think it was apply sleep to target, and it didn't tell you that the actual double talk attack itself went under the shield. So now it does. It says it ignores the shield. So from 80 to 60. Yeah, I mean, that's cool, right? There was a lot of talk when this card was out in the beginning of the game where it would be a zero cost card or something like that. I think it did 40 damage at the time. They buffed it to 80. Seemed like it was a little strong. Now it's back down to 60. I think that's cool. Gravelant gets a nerf. Oh, what the freak? Slight nerf. 30 attack, 40 shield. Now it does 30 attack, 30 shield. So minus 10 shield on Gravelant. Yeah, you know, whatever, bruh. I think you should make it do more damage, but it is pretty damn strong. Just shuts down all the melee cards. It's pretty good. It's just getting to that point and comboing it up with other cards on the same Axie that is kind of hard to do. But that's cool. Next nerf is Grass Snake. Goes from 10 damage, 20 shield, to 20 damage, 30 shield. So they actually increase the damage it does, but instead of applying 2 poison to the target, it only applies 1 poison. Yeah, man, 2 poison for a zero cost card, that was damn strong. So it's still gonna be good though. It looks like these nerfs are like tiny nerfs. These cards are still gonna be good. All right, so Croc, next nerf, goes from 90 damage, 60 shield to 85 damage, 60 shield. So only minus 5 damage. Still really good. Thorny goes from 105 damage, 30 shield to 100 damage, 30 shield. Minus 5. I mean, it's still really good. Lagging, 40 damage to 30 damage. Still super good. Risky Fish loses 5 attack and 10 shield, down from 110 attack, 30 shield to 105, 20 shield. I think that's good. That's huge. Aqua shields, I mean, you know, the whole Risky Fish, Star, Nemo, Goldfish, like they were just running wild, dude. Running wild. The shield, you could play like 4 cards on them and your shield will be over 100. So they nerfed the attack and the damage on Risky Fish. Shoal Star goes from 115 damage, 10 shield to 110 damage, 10 shield. Tiny Turtle gets a slight nerf as well, down from 80 attack to 75 attack. Still retains the 50 shield, so Tiny Turtle still a good card. It's going to really get nerfed in season 2 battles or version 2 battles when it goes from just straight up stun when combo with 2 other cards to only stunning when breaks the shield. It's going to be huge because when and if that happens, you won't be able to duck under opposing shield, so it'll make double talk actually a lot better, I think, or more desirable. Yam is the next nerf on the list, goes from 30 damage, 20 shield to 20 damage, 20 shield. So Yam keeps getting nerfed. Garish Worm also gets nerfed here. It loses 10 damage and 10 shield. So it goes from 100 attack, 50 shield to 90 attack, 40 shield, but it keeps the double poison. So it still applies 2 poison to target when chained. Still think that's pretty good. I still think the poison teams are going to be good. I think the meta is still going to be good with those teams. Cute Bunny, probably the biggest nerf on this list, goes from 120 attack, 30 shield, down all the way to 100 attack, but it gets plus 5 shield, 35 shield. So yeah, you know, apply fear for 2 rounds when chained, and it did 120 damage. I mean, yo, that's strong as hell. So 100 damage, yeah, it's still gonna be good. Still gonna be good. 100 damage, you know, I still think it's good. Maybe it could have did 105 damage, but I think they tried that with Thorny where it did 105, and now they're like, yeah, it's got to go down to 100. So they're just slapping Cute Bunny right down to 100, and it'll probably wind up staying there. Goldfish gets nerfed 5 attack points, loses 5 attack points, goes from 110 attack, 20 shield to 105 attack, 20 shield. Post fight loses 10 attack from 120 to 110. Kaku loses 10 shield from 40 shield to 30 shield. Nemo gets a nerf, 30 damage down to 20 damage. I mean, it really could have went to 0 damage or 10. I mean, it's just so strong. You gain an energy and you get to do some damage. Super strong on aquas. But this is a start, 20 damage. I guess it's all right. We'll see how it goes. Still going to be strong, though. I still think even with these nerfs, the pure aquas are still going to be good. The Terminators are still going to be good. And the birds are still going to be good with the double talk, post fight. But hopefully now this allows for other cards to come into the meta and be good, which we all want. You know, we all benefit. I know if you go out and you buy a Termi or you buy a whatever, a poison team, you spend all this money, you're like, you know, then it gets nerfed and you're like, you know, what the freak, it got nerfed. You know, that sucks. But it's good for the game as a whole when all other strategies can be brought in and actually be good. Next nerf, I don't know about it. You know, I'm not Antenna, man. Antenna keeps getting busted up, but it only loses 10 shield, down from 60 shield to 50 shield. But was it too strong? I would love to see this do 100 damage or 90 damage back where it was and just drop the shield down to 30 or something. But I guess it's trying to be different, you know, not just an attack card like maybe like a Kestrel where it's just 130 damage, 0 shield. This one's kind of like a bruiser build where it gives you decent damage, decent shield, so you can have some variation in play, and I do like that. I just think the way Axie's played now, it's hard to do that unless you're doing poison, because it's all about bursting down your Axie in one round. If you let the Axie live, you're probably screwed and you're gonna lose. So maybe, hey, maybe antenna gas, antenna yam, antenna grass snake, maybe that's better or good. Maybe that's the combo. High shields with yam. Maybe I'll have to look into that. I do like antenna, you know, so I hate to see antenna get nerfed because, you know, I don't know. I mean, I think it's like, is it really good? It's all right. I wish it was more of a blitzing card where it had high attack, but if they're going to go the bruiser route with it, you just got to find the Axies that fit that bruiser build better. And I think Yam Tail with antenna horn might be the way to go. All right, the last nerf on the list is Dual Blade. Goes from 130 damage, 20 shield to 130 damage, 20 shield. So the stats remain the same on Dual Blade. It looks like the description is the only thing that changed. Dual Blade now does 200% damage on critical strikes. So I think it was 250. So it was 250% damage. Now it's down to 200% damage. So a little bit of a nerf on Dual Blade. I don't mind it. I mean, I still think it's super, super strong. All right, that's it for the nerfs. Nothing major. Small nerfs. I like to see that. They're not really cutting the knees out from any card, not breaking any cards, not totally forcing any cards out of the meta, just toning them down a little bit. And I think that's great. Now on to the buffs. The buffs! I love buffs. Put the buffs at the top because that's what we want to see. So the first buff, we got Razor Bite. Goes from 90 attacks, 50 shield to 95 attack, 55 shield. So plus 5 attack, plus 5 shield. Yeah, let's do it, baby. Put it up there. I mean, I think it was once 100. Did 100 damage at one point. Nerfed it down to 90. I don't have a problem with this. I mean, I still think it's good. Either way. Cottontail, huge, huge. Much needed buff on Cottontail. Cottontail was way worse than Nemo. The only plus that you could say for Cottontail was, okay, look, you could use Cottontail to shake off opponent Axie's last stands without hitting them. And you could just dust them and go to the next Axie if you use a Cottontail or two. But it just didn't seem to work out like that. The Nemo was much stronger in putting in that extra damage to kill Axies. So giving Cottontail plus 30 shield, I think is pretty cool. You know, it's kind of what the Beasts need a little bit. The Beasts, just the survivability on Beast are just horrible. And I know they're mainly attack Axies, or at least they seem like that, but I want to see some survivability because they have low health and they just get smashed. So maybe this nerf of these 4 or 5 aqua cards plus this Cottontail buff is going to help. I hope it is. I do still want to put together a bait beast. I think there's room for a bait beast somewhere, maybe like a dual blade bait arrow Goda, you know, maybe see something like that, or a dual blade bait arrow or fur ball nut. I mean, I don't kind of, you know, you put a nut mouth on there, it kind of stinks not having a nut tail, but I think a beast maybe with a fish snack kind of needs that survivability, and I want to see it. I want to build it myself, really, but you know, I spend all this money building these builds and they suck. So I'm happy for these buffs. And the next buff is in fact fish snack. Goes from 60 attack, 80 shield, up to 60 attack, 90 shield. So plus 10 shield on Fish Snack. You know, I think it was at 90 shield, man. I actually be doing this stuff. Nerf, buff, nerf, buff. Hey, I guess that's how you got to find the balance and stuff, but it didn't need to nerf in the first place, right? Back up to 90, we go. Timber, wow, this is a huge one. Timber gets buffs from 50 attack, 100 shield, to 80 attack, 80 shield. Yeah, this is going to be the sleeper card, I think, so far, looking at this list. Timber, it's going to be good. 80 attack, 80 shield, and you get plus shield damage done to plants. Yeah, maybe. Okay, hey, maybe you don't see a fish snack beast in the meta. You see a timber beast for defense in the meta. Kind of good. Still gets creamed cremated by double talk. You got a beast running high shield, still gets cremated by double talk, but still could work against all the other classes, all the other cards. That's why I like Fish Snack, because it does not get cremated by double talk. Birds cannot get around Fish Snack. Fish Snack totally shuts down double talk. Ain't no way. So I got a thing for Fish Snack. I got a thing for bait. I've had it ever since I picked up my Axie Danger with bait chomp, and Fish Snack, you know, is one of my favorite cards. I really like it. I think it's very good. It's very versatile. And not only does it give you high shield, but it stuns when you get hit. So it doesn't even matter what your shield is if they're going under your shield, like chomp and things like that. The bad side of bait is it's not as good as Snail Shell when you're attacking all the other classes. So if they don't have double talk, Snail Shell is just better. But that's the trade-off. You know, that's good to have that balance and different situational cards. Next buff is Mosquito. Gets plus 10 attack from 70 to 80. That's good. I mean, Mosquito, underrated card here. I think you might start seeing some Mosquito tanks. Why not, right? You don't lose the speed advantage when you're running a Sirius. You lose a little bit of health when you're running a Mosquito tank compared to like a Zigzag tank or something like that, but only 2 points of health, so it's not a huge deal. You can still build a pretty good Mosquito tank, and 80 damage on a healer. That's pretty good. I think I like that a lot. I also like Mosquito too because one of my first Axies had Mosquito. One of my first 3 that I bought was a Mosquito Axie. So, you know, we have those soft spots for the Axies, like our first Axies that we buy, even if they might suck. You still love them. There's a special place. Next buff is Buzz Buzz. We all knew that this needed a buzz, and I think I called 110. Maybe I was calling for 120, but I wanted it to be on par with Peacemaker. But we'll take it. It goes from 110 or 100 damage to 110 damage. So plus 10 damage on Buzz Buzz. Pretty good. Next buff is Mary. What do we talk about? Bruiser Beast, right? Are we going to see some Bruiser Beasts? We got Fish Snack getting buffed, Cottontail getting buffed, Timber getting buffed, and now Mary getting buffed. Goes from 65 attack up to 75 attack. So plus 10 attack on Mary. I still think I like Timber better. Timber at 80 is probably better, but Mary, you can chain it with another beast card and make the shield better. I think they're both good. I might have liked to see Mary at 80 damage here. 80, but then what would be the point, right? If they're the same cards, you got to have a mix. So Timber and Mary, Timber will get 80, Mary gets 75. So I like that. I love to see the buff here. Let's see some Bruiser builds. That's what I was complaining about in a few videos back. Like, man, I just want to play these wild and crazy builds, but I need the cards to change, and hopefully these buffs are gonna do it. You know, pull out the old Mary build, pull out the old Timber, Mosquito, Buzz Buzz. Yes, let's pull these things out. All right, next one is Poupe. I don't even know how to pronounce that, but this card still sucks. Needs a rework. Gets buffed from 60 damage to 70 damage, plus 10 attack damage on Poupe. But it still sucks, man, because you do 200% extra damage if attacking in last stand, and then your last stand ends. So the best you can, it's a big swing card, but the best you can hope for is a draw. Take away your last stand ends, and Poupe will actually be good. Take away your last stand ends because you need to be able to win. I want to win using a card. I don't want my best outcome to be a freaking draw. Fuck that. It's a big swing card. Love it, love it, love it. But it needs to give you the ability to win. Right here, you can't win. If it's one-on-one, you can't win. You die. So if you kill the opponent Axie, you're going to die too. You draw. Nah. Let us win. Tri-Feather gets a buff from 35 damage to 40 damage. Okay. You know what? I think this one was at 40 damage too. Rosebud gets a buff to its shield. Plus 10, it goes from 40 shield to 50 shield. All right. Rosebud, a little love. Twin Tail, I'm excited about this one. Gets plus 10 attack damage from 30 attack to 40 attack. This attacks twice when comboed with another card. I like it. So it's going to do 80 damage right off the bat. I think that's good. Twin Tail. Unco, yeah, it gets buffed from 80 shield to 100 shield plus 20 shield, but Unco needs to last for 2 rounds. Stench needs to last for 2 rounds. Let's go. Make Stench good. Make it last for 2 rounds, and then you're gonna start seeing Stench teams all over the place. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Stench, I want to play it. Yeah, you get plus 20 shield, but maybe we'll see some Stench tanks actually. You know, I didn't, you know, hey, 100 shield's pretty good, man. Maybe we see some Stench tanks coming out, some reppy Stench tanks or something like that, some Dusk tanks. Actually, I think Unco is good on Dusk because Dusks are fast, and when you play the Stench, you want the Stench to be the fastest Axie on your team so that your other 2 Axies can smash the back line. I just wish that they would slap it on for 2 rounds. They probably will, just takes forever. Next buff is Red Ear. Gets plus 10 shield up from 135 to 145. Hey, you got to do what you got to do, man. I mean, 145 is good. When are people going to start using Red Ear? Not many people use it, so bump it up. Make people start using it. 145 just might do the trick. That is a lot of shield. Maybe we see an Unco Red Ear. Hey, 245 shield with 2 cards. Plus, if it's on class with Reppies, going to get that extra boost. Was that 10%? 15? I don't know what it is. I think it's 10%. That's pretty scary. 2 cards, 250, 245 shield. Pretty good. Next buff, Imp. Yes. Yes. Finally, Imp sucks ass. Goes from 70 damage, 20 shield to 80 damage, 30 shield. Hey, good. Buff it even more and change the card. Give your gain 1 energy per crit on your team. Nah, forget that. Make it do gain 1 energy per crit just from the Axie that's playing it, and buff it up. Buff it up. Make it do 90. I would say throw it up to 90, dude. Or if you don't want to throw it up to 90, give it 50 shield. Like I say, with the beast, let's see some Bruiser Beast. This is a step in the right direction, though. So plus 10 attack, plus 30 shield. Imp, we need it, dude. We need it. Like Cottontail Imp, you know? 2 terrible cards. They combo together when you get the Cottontail Rimps, but it's just gotten beaten down so hard. It's just so weak. I'm happy to see both of these cards get buffed, and maybe they'll be able to stand up in the meta now with these buffs. You know, you got plus 10 shield here with Imp, and then plus 30 shield here with Cottontail. So hey, that's 40 shield. You know, hopefully some of these beasts can attack, because right now they're just freaking glass cannons. All right, next buff's Kataro. Okay, Kataro getting a buff. I didn't think Kataro needed a buff, but I will take it. Kataro, definitely one of the sleeper cards. I think it's a really good card. Probably not used as much as it should be. It's really, really good. It gets a buff up from 80 attack, 20 shield to 85 attack, 30 shield. So plus 5 attack, plus 10 shield. Hey, I'll take it. Good. Kataro is good. Jaguar, I can feel it. Goes from 115 attack to 120 attack, so plus 5 attack damage. Good. Let it go, man. Buff the beast, man. Buff the beast. Cactus, whoa, surprised as hell. I thought Cactus might even got a nerf. How the hell's Cactus getting a buff? What? Goes from 110 damage to 115, so a minor buff up to 115 damage. But I feel like with this buff on Cactus, the Axie team's setting himself up to nerf Cactus. What the hell? I mean, Cactus doesn't need a buff. Cactus does not need a buff. Please don't nerf Cactus in the future. I thought it was right where it needed to be at 110. I would have been happier, or I don't know. I mean, I didn't think Cactus needed a buff at all. Give it 10 shield or something. I mean, plus 5 attack, fine. I'll take it. I love Cactus. Great card. But Cactus was already destroying birds and aquas and blowing them the hell up. So, I mean, it was doing like 170 with the trigger if you attack last. So that's already insane. Now you're going to add 5 damage to it for what? I mean, I guess if the statistics say so, but whatever. It just seems like, oh, now you're gonna buff it, now people are gonna be complaining about it, and now it's gonna set it up for a nerf. I won't be surprised if they buff Cactus to 115 and then the next patch you see Cactus get nerfed to 100. Like, come on. All right, next buff is Ronin. Yes, Imp Ronin. Get buffed. Slight buff. 75 attack up to 80 attack. We'll take it. Slight buff. Hey, buff them. Buff those beasts. Cottontail Ronin Imp. Yes. Buff them, baby. Happy to see it. I won't be surprised, though, if Imp gets another buff and Cottontail gets another buff. Ronin is good at 80. Keep it like that. It's probably good. Jinx. Where's Jinx? I want to see some Jinx. Buff Jinx. Raven. Tadpole. Buff those cards because that's a nice little counter when you're facing these Rimps or these just whoever's critting, like Dual Blade. Axie Kiss Dual Blade, you know? Slap a fucking Jinx on them dudes. I want to see that play come into the meta a little bit where people are critting like crazy. You're already seeing a little bit of the crit dudes. You see Rimps. You see like double nut Rimps on like Aquas and Dusk at the top, things like that. And then you see like Axie Kiss Dual Blades all over the place. But you don't really see any Tadpoles and Ravens. That's what I want to see. I want to see some Jinx love. Throw +5 attack on Jinx. That's what I'm talking about. Raven and Tadpole. All right. Next up, Scaly Spear gets a buff. +10 attack up from 100 to 110. All right. I can dig it. Buff it up, baby. I don't see Feather Spear here, but Scaly Spear gets a buff. That's cool. Let's go. I'll take it. Wall Gecko gets a buff up from 10 shield to 20 shield. So +10 shield on Wall Gecko. Sure. I'll take it. Scarab Curse. Alrighty. Finally, listening to my advice. Who knows if they're listening to my advice, but I was right all along. I ain't right on everything. I do get some things wrong, but this one I've been calling forever. Like fucking months and months and months. Probably, maybe even 2020. I don't know, but hey, Scarab was doing like 100 damage. They buffed it up to 110, yada, taking forever. Now they finally changed the description to say target cannot be healed for 2 rounds, up from 1 round. Huge. Needed to be done. Thank you. Finally, slow bugs, slow plants, slow whoever that aren't 57 speed, that can't deal with double Anemone Aquas, where they're just, you hit them with a Scarab and they're like, oh, cool. I already attacked before you. You hit me with a Scarab after I attack you. And guess what? Next round, I'm also going to attack before you and smack your ass and heal. That's a cute Scarab you got there, but it's useless. Now, finally, target cannot be healed for 2 rounds. Huge deal. Scarab is good. Just make Unco and Ant last for 2 rounds, and then Stench will be good. Hey, it's gonna be a party, baby, when that happens. So Scarab, hell yeah, possibly the best buff in this whole list. Happy to see Scarab finally become useful. I mean, do it. And they finally did it, so thank you for that. All right, Scaly Spoon, next buff. It gets +10 shield from 40 to 50. Yeah, let's see it, because Scaly Spoon, you like to see it probably in the back line. You don't really see it in the front line a lot. Let's start seeing it in the front line. It's a kind of an attack card doing 80 damage, 50 shield, but maybe we see like a Red Ear, Scaly Spoon, reptile tanks. I do want to start seeing more type of tanks rather than your old serious 61 max health, 31 least speed plant tanks. Like, let's see some Scaly tanks, Red Ear tanks, Unco tanks. Yeah, let's start seeing some main reppy tanks. Next buff is Ant, and it looks like this is cutting off my screen, but Ant goes from 30 damage, 80 shield to 30 damage, 100 shield. So +20 shield, just like Unco. And the last buff is Strawberry Shortcake. Been calling for this too. So Strawberry Shortcake gets +40 shield. Gonna make it a lot better. +40 shield. I mean, 2 energy you put into that, that's pretty tough with 0 shield. So now you at least get 40 shield for your 2 energy investment. You're going to heal up really strong, and hopefully with the 40 shield, you're going to be able to last and live to heal. Because right now, Strawberry Shortcake, it's really only good on fast Axies. You got to have maybe like a zero cost card with it. It's just, it takes a lot to work a strawberry shortcake. Has to be on a fast Axie. And maybe like a strawberry shortcake goldfish or something like that. I know goldfish just got nerfed, but you gotta like speed up. Maybe like a strawberry shortcake. I was gonna say an Arco, but that doesn't work. Strawberry shortcake koi. Yeah, maybe we see something like that. Strawberry shortcake goldfish koi. That's something that I wanted to see, and I wanted to try myself to breed. Maybe like a Might Bite or a Pincer. Strawberry shortcake goldfish koi. Can we see something like that? I don't know. Probably sucks, but the plus 40 shield on strawberry shortcake is big. All right, so I like it. I mean, I really like it. The nerfs are minimal. They're small nerfs. I don't think it's going to shake up the meta much, but I love to see the beasts getting some love. Cottontail, Timber, Mary. Let's go, Beast, Imp, Jaguar, Ronin. Let's get it. And the bugs getting some love too. Scarab Curse, the biggest buff, in my opinion, the biggest balance that makes sense. Now it lasts for 2 rounds. You know, it's also going to make Thorny better as well, because that debuff is going to stay there for an extra round. So Thorny's going to come and smack him around. Hopefully Scarab does work with Thorny. I know Buzz does, which also got plus 10 attack, which is good. So we're starting to see some damage. Mosquito, hey, I'm looking forward to see some Timber or some Mary. I want to see some Bruiser Beasts. I do have a couple Marys, but I think I put them out on Scholar teams. Damn! I want to try. You know, I'll probably spend all this money, try it, and it sucks, but that's normally what I do. But yeah, I would like to see some Bruiser builds here. Maybe Mosquito, like a Merry Mosquito or a Timber Mosquito. Or a Timber Merry Mosquito? What? Could it be? Maybe on a plant, like a Spicy Butt. How about that? A Timber Mosquito Merry Spicy Butt plant. Can we see that? That's a bruising ass plant, dude. With a heal and a disable? Give him like aqua eyes or something like that, aqua ears. Maybe speed him up a little bit so he can get his Timber off before he gets beat on. That might be cool. All right, so the next update here. First though, the balancing updates. I love it. I think it's really good. Minor tweaks, but I think that's what we need. All right, crit formula update. One of the largest areas of feedback we received is that critical strikes were too damn dumb. They were too random and too often decided the course of games. Yeah, because the formula's whacked out. They're still not even telling us the formula because it has a lot to do with speed, I think, and they don't want to tell you that. It's not morale, it's speed. We believe the root cause for this was that Axies... Oh, they say it right here, fuck! That Axies with high speed and HP have a higher average number of cards played per game. Oh, so it's just because of the cards. But I think the speed factors into the crit. Seems like it, right? The high speed dudes are always critting on the low speed dudes. That's interesting. But now they're saying the root cause is because the high speed attack more often. That's Aquas, right? Aquas are just too fucking good. This meant that despite critting less frequency, yeah, right, bullshit, as a percentage of cards played, these Axies were still critting too much relative to their morale as they had more opportunities on average. Okay, I mean, I could buy that. It makes sense. It does make sense. Speed, way too strong in this game. I mean, you can see Incisor, whatever the hell, Arco, you know, Croc, Lagging, like all these cards are huge. Goldfish, Koi, right? Oh, speed, man. Speed is everything coming into this game. So maybe that's why Kataro got a little buff, because hey, everybody wants to be fast. How about a little Kataro? I think Kataro's underrated. So I'm happy to see that buff. And actually, maybe that's why we see Cactus get a little buff, because they're recognizing that speed is so important. So maybe they're buffing up the slow boys, the slow dogs. That's cool. I'm down with that. To address this, we've made bonus damage on critical strike dependent on morale. Now that's been talked about for a little while, and I think it's good. So the crit damage depends on the morale. Good. So even if low morale Axies crit, they'll crit for less damage. Good. We believe this will also balance high speed, high HP Axies, which were becoming a bit too powerful in the meta. Becoming? They fucking been. They fucking been, dude. But okay, good. I mean, look, I ain't trying to rag on the Axie team. I know they got a lot of shit going on. They've been doing a good job. It's easy for me to just sit here and bitch about it, but good, you know, step by step. That's what's up, dude. So yeah, high speed, high HP. You know, you could just replace this with dusks and aquas and dusks, you know. Those are the ones, right? So is this gonna make dusks better? Because I don't know, they got higher morale than aquas, don't they? I don't know. Skill formula update. We've changed the formula for calculating extra damage on combos from skill. This will increase the utility of skill as a stat. It was quite weak when compared to HP and speed, especially. Yeah, I mean, what does skill even do? So they're not telling us the crit formula or the skill formula, but they're just saying that they're balancing it a little bit. Hey, I'll take it. It's all good. I think the game's cool. It's just going to keep evolving. But I also think it's important that people put their opinions out there like I do. And everyone knows, you know, dusks, aquas. You could just see the meta, right? Is it dusk meta? Is it dusk meta? Yes. Yes, it is. And in the lower ranks where I be chilling, it's aqua meta. So, okay. Let's see how these changes work. Pretty exciting to get into some games and test all these things out. I'm really excited for Bruiser Beasts. I really want to see it. Maybe I'll go through. I got a few access, got to get through a few SLP. Maybe I'll try to slap some breeds and try to focus on getting some Bruiser Beasts. I hope they're good. I always wanted to do it anyway. Fish Snack Beast. That's something that I want to do. Just haven't gotten around to breeding one. And it's hard to do because you got to make sure your other cards are bangers of attackers when you're going to have a fish snack. So maybe, like I say, Axie Kiss, Dual Blade, Biden's Fish Snack. Ooh, how about that? Like a back Axie. Bait, Biden's, fucking Axie Kiss, and Dual Blade. That sounds pretty good. Might get into that. All right, well, that's going to be it for this one. Thank y'all for watching. Later.